Alright. Everything should be recording properly. Hopefully the audio is good. Hopefully everything runs smoothly. I'm just gonna jump into it because I want to try to make some decent progress. I just tried playing through the Sea of Stars DLC, and apparently that's not how it works. So, apparently it just didn't want to work. Don't know why. Pisses me off, but I have this to play. This came out also today. I was gonna hold off on playing it for a little while just until I got the DLC done, but not gonna work. So anyways, hello everyone, welcome to Kathy Rain 2 Soothsayer. I didn't know this game was even a thing until like very recently, like maybe like a month ago. Apparently it got announced in November of last year. I didn't realize that, so I was like, I enjoyed Kathy Rain. I also enjoyed Whispers of a Machine, which is down here. Whispers of a Machine is the name of this channel. It was like, that's where the name came from. I just thought it sounded cool. I have a video on the main channel where I just called it the Venro Protocol, and that's where the name comes from, but I don't know anything about this game. I've only seen some screenshots. I don't know the story. I don't know what character is in it, other than like Kathy Rain. I don't know if there's any like, I don't know if this is like continuing like from the heels of the last game, or if it's like a time jump. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm not good with intros, so let's just jump into it. We highly recommend playing Kathy Rain before Kathy Rain 2. Do you want to see a recap of Kathy Rain Director's Cut? I might as well.
In 1995, my grandfather died in Conwell Springs, my hometown. I returned for the funeral after being away since childhood.
Okay.
In 1995, I returned.
Oh, I see.
I learned that my grandpa had been investigating strange occurrences surrounding a mysterious presence in the forest. However, something happened to him in the woods, putting him in a vegetative state for over a decade. To solve this mystery, I teamed up with Eileen Summers, my college roommate. A Christian nerd and a biker badass. It was a match made in heaven. A local church turned out to harbor a secret cult worshipping the malevolence in the woods, referring to it as the Old God. An endangered hallucinogenic flower, the red scythe, was somehow connected to the Old God's power. As we came closer to the truth, a servant of the Old God made himself known in dreams and visions, the Crimson One, a scheming trickster. Things came to a head when the priest of the corrupt church, Isaac Price, abducted Eileen, intending to offer her to the Old God. I managed to track them down and have Isaac thrown in jail, but Eileen was in a catatonic state and was about to suffer the same fate as my grandfather. I continued alone and found my way into a great field of red scythes in the depths of the forest. Greeted by the Crimson One, I descended into the Old God's bizarre realm, a place straddling the line between the physical and the otherworldly. The powers of that place tried to break me. My past trauma was manifested and turned against me, including my shadow, an evil doppelganger. I defeated these foes and emerged back into the real world. As I left Conwell Woods, I set the flowers ablaze to eradicate the evil at its root. In my absence, Isaac Price took the coward's way out in his jail cell. When I returned, Eileen had awoken. She was safe. It was time for us both to go back home.
Alright. This game is intended for mature audiences and contains graphic depictions of horror, explicit violence, suicide, and other disturbing imagery. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay. May 20th, 1998, day 1.
For fuck's sake.
Okay, she's moving automatically. I don't have to do anything right now.
Hey, kid.
Oh, Lucas.
Gee, what happened to you? Looks like somebody's been through the ringer.
You should mind your own business, old man, before I bring up your ex-wife.
Hey now, I'm just looking out for a former student of mine. And you're always my business.
Oh, I bet I am. That's the only way a has-been like you could ever stay relevant.
Ha! Yeah, that must be it. Now, you gonna invite me in and just let me stand here like an asshole?
Fine, come in then. You want some coffee?
Yeah, I got enough ulcers, thank you very much. That brew you make is rancid.
Oh, I did that on purpose. I wanted to do detective work, not dumb chores like some airbrained secretary.
Feigning incompetence, huh? Clever move.
I guess so. I just wish that shrewdness of mine could make me some money.
There's my segue. Did you hear the news on the soothsayer?
I never took you for a sucker, Lucas. This is Cassidy. There's no way that reward is legit.
You're wrong. Mayor Adams is different. He's the real deal.
And you know this how exactly?
Well, because it just so happens that I was hired to find dirt on the guy. I got nada. Zip. He's a total Boy Scout.
Whatever. We're still talking about a serial killer. Do I look suicidal to you?
Kinda. You passed out at noon, stinking of booze, and that eviction notice hanging over your head isn't doing you any favors.
That's none of your concern. I'm handling it. I just need a goddamn case. A normal case. Free of homicidal maniacs.
Don't know what to tell you, kid. Things are looking kinda dry on that front, you dig?
Oh, God. Please don't try to sound hip, Lucas. Your Dick Tracy imitation is cringeworthy enough.
Yeah, I suppose you could always pawn off that bike of yours. Buy you another month or two.
Tell him, Mildred. Lose the Catmobile? I'd rather chop off my left tit.
I may be a has-been, but I'm fairly sure that self-mutilation won't do you much good. A couple $100K, on the other hand.
I love money just as much as the next girl, but, I mean, this isn't just a long shot. It's about as likely as Mildred turning vegan and taking up juggling.
Come on, one more case, for old time's sake. 50-50 split. How could anyone beat my rugged charm and your youthful vigor?
Lucas, we both know you're about as charming as a clown at a funeral. And the last time I saw my vigor was 3 tequila bottles ago.
All right. I know what I'm beating. I'll drop it.
Look, thanks for the tip. I might actually take a shot at that bounty, but you need to accept that we're not a team anymore. We had a good run, but I have my own thing going. Look, see? My name is on the frosted glass and everything.
I can respect that. You're not allergic to a little quid pro quo from time to time, though, are you?
Now, that I can do. That's how the world works anyway. It's all just an endless circle jerk of quid pro fucking quo.
I don't quite see things that way, but my door is always open if you'd like to discuss the case.
Sure. May the best woman win.
You telling me I'd look good in a dress? Later, kid.
Bye, Lucas.
Soothsayer.
Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. I should have information on the soothsayer somewhere in this room.
Okay. Hold spacebar to display interactables in the room. Oh, that's a lot of things. Oh god.
Yeah. Maybe there's something about the killings in these papers. All right. I found a few interesting articles about the most recent murder.
Okay.
Thanks for the headache, you Mexican jerk. What bills? Never saw those. Nope, no siree.
Okay.
The city we're in, unfortunately.
I don't know how long it's
My
been since
biggest
the last
fan,
game.
as depressing as that is.
Doesn't seem like she's in college anymore.
Various reference books and technical manuals.
And I also don't remember what year the last game takes place in.
Empty. All this gumshoe has left to pawn is her dignity. Thankfully, I don't need to make any calls right now. Every time I pick that thing up, I pray there's still a dial tone. The yellow pages. Handy for looking up people and businesses.
Okay, I don't have anything to look up.
When there's new messages, it blinks. It's high-tech like that.
I'm aware of what an answering machine is.
An article in the Chicago Tribune about the Whitmore affair. My big breakthrough case last year. I've been meaning to get it framed, but I've been too busy with important things. You know, like drinking alone.
I like how she's talking to herself.
Just outdated casework. Can't bring myself to take them down.
Okay.
My private investigator's license issued last year. I was worried how Lucas would react, so I applied for it behind his back. I couldn't have been more wrong, though. That old fart has been nothing but supportive since then.
So...
It's a plastic laminator, a machine used to encase paper and other thin objects in transparent plastic. I mainly use it for fake IDs. I should grab this in case I need to snap some shots. That cranky drawer is stuck good. I know Eileen had some magic trick to get it open. Too bad she's not around.
Is she in this game?
My radio, with a built-in cassette player. I prefer the quiet right now. Who's the best fluff ball? Couldn't agree more.
Aw.
Mildred's abode. Nothing out there but a brick wall and a bucket load of misery.
I'm surprised there's no achievement for petting the cat. This is a really nice, like, apartment. Okay. Oh my god, there's so much stuff to look at.
Every biker worth her salt has got a box like this somewhere. Extra helmets. Eileen used to wear one of them when back when things were different. Useful things for when the Catmobile needs a tune-up.
Okay.
Eileen and me, before Rain investigation started going downhill. We worked great together, didn't we? I wish things didn't have to go the way they did.
Is she dead?
Nah, I'll live with my current face. This might be useful.
It's a good thing I'm interacting with literally everything because I don't know what's pick-upable and what's not.
Uh-oh. That's quite a tequila face you got there, Kathy. Ugh, don't make me hurl. I'm way too hungover for coffee. Keeps me in perfect timing.
Shut up. That's a bad pun.
Various spices and condiments, gathering dust. No time to do the stupid dishes. I've got a case to solve. Standard electric oven. Barely used.
I also don't know how long this game is. I didn't remember seeing anything from
A postcard left
developers
by
about
Jimmy
it.
Cochran, that strange old geezer I met at a mental institution a few years ago. He was discharged a year after we met, and for some reason he seems to think I had something to do with it. I better not open that. Wouldn't want the mold to spread. It's a photo I took of the West End Bridge here in the city back in the day. Teenage Kathy had one of those artsy photographer phases. Nah, no fun alone and sober. My walk-in closet. It's a real mess in there. I better not open the door or I'd risk spilling all sorts of shit out here.
It's not a walk-in closet then.
How's it hanging, Lampy? I wish, but if I don't shape up and get some work done, I'm gonna end up sleeping somewhere way less comfy.
Kathy will automatically go to bed when you have completed all daily tasks. Okay, that's good to know.
I better put that away later, for Mildred's sake. That little rascal has proven that yes, cats can get drunk. I shouldn't need to bring that. There's storage on the bike if I need it.
Okay, good to know.
Maybe later. The red one goes better with this set. Manhunt. I prefer their old material, but their latest album wasn't half bad. Oh, Cryptic Chaos. Can't wait till they're back in town. Yeah, I figured the room needed some extra groove. Still same old Cassidy. City of Gleam.
Okay, I believe that's everything looked at. So let me open my thing up. Okay. Soothsayer targets best-selling author. Cassidy serial killer hits high-profile victim. At age 49, the one and only Deborah Sinclair was tragically taken from us. She was stabbed to death on May 8th in her iconic cabin. The chilling signature mirror left on the scene made it clear that she had become yet another soothsayer victim. Docks strike continue. The city docks remain silent as workers strike enters week 3. Starts between union leaders and blank. Science fair winners announced. Bright young minds converged at the annual city science fair last weekend. Maria Chen, 15, secured top prize with her innovative water purification device, making a promising step towards a cleaner, greener future. Okay. Soothsayer viciously murders Deborah Sinclair. The famous writer's life has met an abrupt end. Okay. Massive West Side power outage last night raises questions about Cassidy's aging electrical infrastructure and the urgent need for modernization and investment.
Alright, I think that's everything I've got on Deborah in here. When I'm ready to leave, I should be able to learn more about the other victims at the library.
Okay, I guess that's my next objective. Okay, is there a... Research the Soothsayer is my next objective. Okay. I have to assume there's a massive time jump here, but I don't know. It's been a while since I last played Kathy Rain. City Library. Okay, what is there to look at here?
No thanks. Ballet is not my kind of scene.
I mean, yeah.
Nah, I got one at home.
I didn't see one at home.
That an actual avocado tree? Sure looks the part. So apparently if there's a fire, I'm supposed to run through those gigantic double doors 10 feet away. Phew, I'm saved. A plaque with some prominent donors. Interestingly, Deborah Sinclair is listed here. Ugh, plenty of bad memories from this place. Being forced here for school was the worst. The old librarian lady was the meanest hag you could imagine, and she had it out for me from the start.
I don't remember having to go to a public library to, like in like summer school or whatever. Not summer school, for like summer projects that we had to do over the summer, like book projects or whatever. I don't remember though.
A workstation for the librarian. If I need to search for books, I could use the computer down the hall.
Okay, let's talk with the librarian.
Hi, I need some help, please.
Of course. How can I be of assistance?
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
Quite a bit. Do you have a more specific line of inquiry?
What do you know about the murder?
I believe she was killed at her writer's retreat, stabbed to death. The police say the MO was similar to the other victims, with the shattered mirror and all that.
Where's this writer's retreat located exactly?
There's an area called Bear Creek, just on the border of the national park. Sinclair owned a small cabin there.
Alright, got it.
It's interesting
That's
that
a
you
decent
know
drive,
that.
so I think I'll head out there tomorrow.
it's interesting that you knew that somehow.
What kind of books did Deborah write?
She dabbled in many different genres over the years, but her main bulk of work could probably be defined as horror, mystery, or a combination of the two. Afflicted, Dead Ends Meet, and the Jenny Payne trilogy are some of her most well-known titles.
Huh, okay. Was she working on a new book when she died?
I believe so, yes. But I don't have any details to share.
Okay.
Was Deborah a popular author?
Oh, yes. Even before her death. Afterwards, her popularity has reached astronomical levels.
I can imagine. Borrowing one of her books now is out of the question, right?
Correct. 6 months wait minimum.
Yeah, I figured. What do you know about Deborah's private life?
She had quite an interesting life. Adopted as a child, and her adoptive father, Sebastian Willis Sinclair, was an accomplished author in his own right. Deborah's birth mother was a young homeless woman, and her father was a Native American. Deborah spent much of her life trying to track down her biological father, unsuccessfully. Perhaps in some part due to her roots, Deborah's books have often contained subject matter inspired by Native American religion. She was childless and unmarried when she passed away. Rumors say she was gay, but God knows tabloids are quick to jump to conclusions. I don't think she ever clarified that matter to the public. If you are curious to learn more, I would highly recommend her acclaimed autobiography, Unbound.
Oh, I might check that out. Thanks for the information. I'm looking to find some information on the soothsayer.
Ah, quite a few people have taken an interest in that case lately.
That's so. Well, I'm not scared of a little competition. So, you got anything for me?
Yes, I would direct you to the microfilm viewer at the end of the hall. We have full scans of all of the major newspapers dating all the way back to the 50s.
Perfect. I should be able to browse those for some articles about the murders.
Indeed. If I may ask, what is your own interest in the case?
You probably heard there's a reward, right? I'm a PI, and money is tight, so...
I see. I suppose we each have our own ways to make a living.
Okay.
Thanks. I'll come back if I have more questions.
Very well. Good luck.
Alright.
You can rent one of those if you lack a fixed address. Let's hope things don't come to that. A bunch of magazines. Mostly celebrity gossip, it looks like.
Okay, random dude.
If I need a book, I should use the computer.
But you just got told you needed a book.
Anything I print should appear here. I think that includes printouts from that microfilm viewer at the end of the hall.
Okay, let me check the computer. Wait. What? How do I... Oh, there we go. Author Deborah Sinclair, Stephen Collins. Publication date 10/04/1996. Status unavailable. Deborah Sinclair's long-awaited autobiography outlines the author's tumultuous life and rise to worldwide prominence. The book takes the form of a series of interviews by Sinclair's longtime friend and colleague, Stephen Collins. Okay, so apparently the book is not here.
Okay, let's see here. It would take ages to look through all the microfilms since the killings began, so maybe I can figure out on what date the murder prior to Deborah's occurred. Hopefully I can deduce the date of the previous murder from the articles I picked up at the office. When I have a good date written down, I can view the corresponding microfilm and look for useful information.
Let me look at the newspapers one more time. So, May 8th, 1998 was that. Or May 9th. Yeah, May 9th. So, I didn't really get any other information other than that. Wait. Oh, there was more? I didn't realize that. Sorry. I should have realized that. We are told by sources in the Cassidy Police Department that there was no sign of a break-in, and no items of value was stolen. The cause of death came as no surprise, acute blood loss caused by sharp force trauma. The circumstances surrounding this crime are strikingly similar to the original casualty of the soothsayer, Rose Taylor, also a middle-aged woman stabbed to death in her home. This makes 5 victims in 3 months, and the lack of results on the case is starting to anger the citizens of Cassidy. Mayor Adams gave the following statement on May 11th. I'll be the first to admit that I hope to see swifter progress concerning these killings. We plan to evaluate more radical measures in the coming weeks. The chiefs of police had no comment. Okay. I didn't realize that there was more stuff because I didn't see the thing. We are devastated to report that the 5th victim of the soothsayer was none other than acclaimed author Deborah Sinclair, one of the most recognized faces of Cassidy. Loyal readers of Sinclair may realize that the previous victim, Jane Doe, was slain on the publication anniversary of Storm Chaser, one of Sinclair's classic novels, so I need to look up Storm Chaser. A simple coincidence, or do these murders have a deeper connection to the author? The murders occurred in Sinclair's famous writer's retreat near the border of the National Park. The National Park Service, NPS, was first on the site and is currently in control of the crime scene. As the NPS lacks the necessary training and resources to conduct murder investigations, we should investigate that the crime scene will soon be handed over to the Soothsayer Task Force of the KPD. For now, the body has been transported to a city morgue, awaiting clearance for a pathological examination. Chief Ranger Samuel Walker had the following comment. We are still establishing all of the facts surrounding this crime. Please be patient. We all want to do right by Deborah. Deborah Sinclair was a longtime friend of the Gazette and led a prolific life with more than 30 novels published during her lifetime. On this sad day, we mourn the loss of a cultural icon, and we pray that her death will be the last at the hands of the vile soothsayer. Okay, so I need to look up Storm Chaser. Storm Chaser. 4/25/1987. So, okay, Storm Chaser is an epic tale of a Native American warrior who sets out on a great quest to save his tribe from American settlers in the 1800s. So 4/25/1987. So April 25th? Because it said that there was a thing.
Alright, I've got a date written down. I can use that to find the corresponding microfilm.
It seems like that was the correct one.
It's one of those advanced microfilm viewers. I'll need to insert a microfilm to use that.
I need to look for the microfilm, apparently.
Yeah, this date should be good. I'll search through a week or so of microfilm, starting from the date I've written down. Hopefully I can find some useful information on the previous victim.
Convenient fade to
Yes,
black.
There we go. I'll have these printed.
Another convenient fade to black.
Alright, rinse and repeat. I should try to determine the previous microfilm date based on the information in these new pages. That way I can make my way back from article to article, victim to victim, until I get all the way to the first murder. Let's see here.
Let me see. Wednesday, April 29th, 1998. Soothsayer burns Jane Doe alive. The infamous soothsayer has cranked up the heat on his killing spree as the latest victim, a young woman in her early 20s, was determined to have been brutally burned on Constance Hill. Okay, that's a new location. The death occurred on the night of April 25th. Due to the state of the remains, Jane Doe's identity has been difficult to ascertain. Despite indications of dental work on the corpse, there were no matching dental records anywhere in the city, leading people to believe that the woman was not a local. The lack of a struggle could mean that the victim was incapacitated, and the condition of the body gives little clarity on the matter. Picking a public site like this was a risky proposition for the soothsayer, but he may have banked on the fact that distant witnesses would assume that the fire came from the nearby fire pit. Mayor Adams offered this comment: "As unpleasant as it is, I must ask you to be patient. Let Ed, Cassidy Chief of Police Edgar Mitchell Brown, and his team do their job. KPD has my full confidence in this matter, and City Hall stands vigilant to assist in any way we can. For extensive coverage of the previous victim, Deacon Townsend, see issue 842. Okay.
I know where Constance Hill is, but that's a fair distance from the city. Better save it for tomorrow. For now, I'll put Jane Doe on hold and see what I can find about the previous murder victim.
Okay.
Microfilms containing images of scanned newspapers. They're organized by calendar date.
So, do I not need to look up Deacon Townsend? Apparently not. Let me actually check my notebook objectives. So I do need to find the third victim articles. Okay, I don't exactly know how to look up the articles for that. Or maybe I have an idea. Okay, maybe not. Oh, there was another page. I'm so stupid. I don't notice these things. Soothsayer strikes again. Task force established. Edgar Mitchell Brown on April 26th. Photo credit J. Miller. The soothsayer has claimed a fourth victim, an unidentified woman estimated to have been 18 years old. Her charred remains were found on the outskirts of Cassidy near the overlook at Constance Hill. The cause of death is yet to be determined. The soothsayer's victims do not seem to share any obvious similarities in terms of gender, age, occupation, or social class, and the killing methods, locations, and disposal of the bodies are all different. However, the killings have all occurred within the greater Cassidy area over a period of 3 months, which would indicate that the soothsayer is somewhat local to the area. In related news, the Cassidy Chief of Police has recently announced that the investigation of these killings will be taken over by the newly created Soothsayer Task Force. Edgar Mitchell Brown said the following during a press conference on April 26. As of May 1st, the so-called Soothsayer slayings will be investigated by a dedicated task force of 8 senior detectives handpicked from various divisions at the Cassidy Police Department. Rest assured that this elite group has every resource at their disposal. When asked whether or not the FBI would be involved, Mitchell Brown replied, "There is no federal jurisdiction in this case. I have no further comment." We'll take it. The Gazette has frequently criticized the Cassidy Police Department for their errors in the past, but credit where credit is due. This is a step in the right direction. Okay, is there any sort of information on any new things? It doesn't seem like it. Like, it said within 3 months, but it doesn't give me another date at all. I have no idea. Okay, let me leave. Well, let's try to leave. It's probably not gonna let me before I figure out what the next step is. Maybe I have to ask the librarian for help. We have 2 new locations.
Not yet.
Oh, I can't actually...
Not yet.
Okay. So, what am I missing? Maybe I have to ask the librarian for help.
One more thing.
Yes?
What do you know about Jane Doe, the 4th soothsayer victim?
Apart from Deborah Sinclair, I can't offer much insight on the soothsayer victims.
Okay, thank you for your help, bud. Sorry, got distracted.
Thanks. I'll come back if I have more questions.
Very well.
Okay, what am I missing?
A bunch of...
I don't know. Because I didn't get any other dates. I have no idea. I'm trying to think. Like, what details did I miss? Is there anything to do with, like, these other stories at all? Because I need to find issue 842. Okay, maybe looking up the Cassidy Sun on the computer might help. The Cassidy Sun. No. Okay,
Any...
Okay, I'm confused. Because I don't have any other information on how to pull up that. Maybe looking up Deacon Townsend on the computer? No. Okay, I'm confused. I have a phone number, don't I? Or, like, not a phone number, a phone book. I could try calling somebody. I do not know. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm rather confused. Thank you, Neo Secret, for having a guide already. Okay. Apparently I missed some stuff back at the office. I'm gonna go get it real quick. Before I do anything else. Unless I can't go back to the office.
I wish it was that easy.
Yeah, try to wrap up the case before it began. I should have tried doing that, but I'm stupid.
Plotting world domination as usual, Mildred? I better get those pets in then. I've already caught myself a little serial killer, haven't I? Your secret's safe with me. Looking for something to pounce on? Oh, I bet.
And if you just keep petting
Who's the
Mildred.
cutest predator around here? Oh, yes, you are. Who's my perfect little killer? That's my vicious girl. Who's the best fluff ball? Couldn't agree more. Plotting world domination.
There
I
we
better
go. Serious Strucker, couldn't keep your hands off your favorite fluff ball. Okay, now if I use the camera on...
My Michiru instant camera. Better not. Knowing me, I'll end up with no film left and a million goofy cat photos.
Picture perfect. Resisted the urge to immortalize Mildred. Okay, that's the last thing here. So if I wait here for a little bit, apparently I also get another achievement. I don't know how long I have to wait here for. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So, it's like I'm enjoying this game so far. It's just that I get stuck when it comes to like these point-and-click adventure games a lot. It's like I missed like one step, and that's what throws me off. There we go. Got it. Okay, so City Library. Okay, what am I missing? No, stop. I don't know what I'm missing. Apparently there's an achievement for looking up the Bible on the computer. Check.
Let's not get that crazy.
That's so secretive. Eileen's favorite book. Look for divine inspiration. Oh wait. Did I miss that in the thing? 8:45. So it's 3 days prior. I knew I was missing something. So it's April 26th.
It's one of those.
No, stop.
Hmm.
Worth a shot.
Rats. I was hoping to find issue number 842 here. I guess the Sun is not a daily paper. Oh, and Jane Doe died on April 25th to boot, didn't she? That's the day before this. Seems unlikely that the murders were that close.
So it's a weekly newspaper, which means it would be wait, 25. No, it would be April 29th. I'm thinking of the other victim. So it'd be April 8th.
Yes, this should be the right date. Let's see here.
There we go.
Okay, let's have a look.
Okay. Soothsayer stages suicide of prolific deacon. We are sad to report that a third member of our community has been taken out by the so-called Soothsayer, who appears to be Cassie's first serial killer. The victim's name was Benedict Townsend, age 51. Our sources say that his death occurred on April 3rd, and that Townsend was likely murdered in a staged suicide by hanging. Townsend served as the deacon of the King of Kings Catholic Church. Behold, the King of Kings! an old congregation dating back to the early 1900s. He was a beloved figure in the community, well known for his voluntary work. Reverend Hugh Winters, the pastor of the King of Kings, had the following to say: "My heart aches for Ben's soul and everything he had left to give to the world, but I take some comfort in the fact that he is with the Lord now. And for the person or persons who did this to my friend, know that there will be a reckoning. Murder is a sin most vile, and God sees all." The King of Kings remains open as the crime occurred in the adjacent rectory building. However, the rectory will remain under lock and key until properly consecrated. Okay. 3 killings in 2 months, connected by foreboding signature. Deacon Benedict Townsend, age 51, was found dead early on April 4th in the rectory of the King of Kings Catholic Church. The cause of death was determined to be hanging, but suicide has been ruled out by the KPD. An anonymous police source had the following to say: "Somebody else was involved. The positioning of the body and other logistics don't add up if he was alone." The scenario is eerily similar to that of Eric Holloway, the postman who met his demise on that ominous full moon night last month. Okay, so I have to look at the moon phases. His death was initially treated as a suicide, but later revised to homicide. Now the Gazette brings you the exclusive scoop. Both of these killings, as well as the brutal stabbing of Nurse Rose Taylor back in February, are linked by an object left at the scene: a shattered obsidian mirror, colloquially referred to as a scrying mirror. These mirrors have been used since ancient times to see the future or communicate with the spirit world. Does the soothsayer responsible for these murders have religious motive? Our source continues: "It's a signature. This killer is no hack. He hasn't left any other forensic evidence that can be traced to him, so the mirror has to be deliberate." Townsend was a well-liked figure in the community, known for his charity work and a longtime member of the church. Custody Chief of Police Edgar Mitchell Brown gave the following comment: "We are not classifying these homicides as serial offenses at this time, but trust that we have our finest on the case. We urge our readers to demand that Mitchell Brown recognizes that the citizens of Cassidy have been cursed with our first serial killer in recorded history." Okay, so ominous full moon in March.
Okay, I'll make sure to look into that church later and maybe find the address. For now, let's move on to victim number 2.
Okay. So, March full moon. I'm assuming it's this one.
I'm on the right track with this date, but I think I've got the full moon and the new moon confused.
I mean, that wasn't really clear, because usually when it's a full thing, that means there's a thing, but I was close.
Yes, this should be the right date.
There we go.
Let's see here.
Prominent suicide morphs into homicide. Initially reported as a suicide, the death of Eric Holloway on March 12th has been officially reclassified by KPD as a homicide. Since this public death occurred, multiple reliable witnesses have come forward claiming that the victim was pushed off the roof of the building at 4 Verdant Street. However, there are no detailed descriptions of the perpetrator, likely due to the limited illumination of the roof area at night. Holloway led a quiet and simple life, working as a mailman for the city, and is said to have been well liked by his peers. However, there are unverified reports of mental health problems related to the death of his fiancée last year. Police sources told us that there are links to the brutal motel stabbing of Nurse Rose Taylor on Statehood Day, but were reluctant to share further details of an ongoing investigation. Symphony in the Streets, a creative protest for classical arts. Okay, I don't really need to read this. Okay, this is different. On Thursday, March 12th at roughly 8 p.m., a 32-year-old man leapt from the roof of a 4-story apartment building at Verdant Street, instantly killing himself on the pavement below, making a grisly spectacle for neighbors and bystanders alike. Friends and neighbors claimed that the victim had struggled with the death of his girlfriend, but no suicide note had been recovered. Events like this reiterate that mental health and grief counseling should be a national concern, with more resources available for vulnerable people in crisis. If you or anyone you know is having suicidal thoughts, you can reach the National Suicide Hotline at 555-922-922, available 24/7. So now I need to look at
Eric's address isn't too far away, but I should learn all I can here before I visit any of the crime scenes. Coming up last, the very first victim of the soothsayer.
Statehood Day.
Yes, this should
There
be
we
the
go.
right date.
There
Let's
we go.
see here.
Got it. See, just missing one step is what throws me off. I gotta stop eating when there's reading to be done. Dayton is responsible for motel slaughter. A brutal stabbing occurred at the Azure Sky Motel on February 5th, and our sources are now saying that there was an occult angle to the killing, which with some sort of artifact left on the scene. The husband of the victim was briefly detained but released a day later. Law enforcement claims that he remains a person of interest, however, and confirmed that the cause of death was multiple stab wounds to the chest. On February 7th, Rose Amanda Taylor, age 47, was found dead by Robert Tippett, the owner of the Azure Sky Motel. Taylor had been stabbed to death by an unknown perpetrator. Blood everywhere, like a goddamn butcher room, Tippett says, wide-eyed, and continues to emphasize that the city is going to hell. You go ahead and print that. Neighbors report hearing a commotion from the room, but that was apparently a regular occurrence, so no one went to investigate. Taylor is survived by her husband and 2 children, who have declined a request to be interviewed. The husband was briefly detained, but is no longer considered a suspect. Okay. 555-583-175 is the thing for that.
All right, that should be everything on the microfilms. I think I'll continue to focus on gathering information today and then head to each of the murder sites tomorrow.
Micro Sleuth collected all of the newspaper articles. If you need help with what to do next, try opening your notebook and query your active tasks. Okay, good to know. Let me actually check. Follow up on clues. Let me ask the librarian for any help.
One more thing.
Yes?
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Not much, unfortunately. They're not within my area of expertise.
Do you know anything about the King of Kings Catholic Church?
I'm not familiar with that church, sorry.
Are you familiar with the Azure Sky Motel?
I'm afraid not.
Dope.
Thanks. I'll come back if I have more questions.
Very well.
So I have some phone numbers.
Thankfully, I don't need to... Got the number. I'll call first and see if a visit makes sense. God knows I have to be careful with those last drops of gas left in the bike. Nope. Lots of Taylors in there, but no Rose. I guess that makes sense, seeing as how this phone book was issued a couple months after her death. I have his address already.
Okay.
Great. I've got the address to the church. I'll head over there tomorrow. I should see if I can find out more about Rose Taylor. I bet somebody at the motel has some useful information to share.
I mean, yeah.
Nope. No. That won't work.
Thank you for calling the Azure Sky Motel, your oasis in Cassidy. How may I help you?
Hi there. This is Kathy Rain from Rain Investigations. I have some questions.
All right, then.
What do you know about the soothsayer?
I know more than I'd like to. I could have gone without a close view of his handiwork, that's for sure.
I can imagine. A brutal stabbing, I take it?
No offense, but I'd rather not go over that again. It's all in the papers, if you're so dead set on getting all the gory details.
Do you know anything about scrying mirrors?
Only that our psycho killer enjoys breaking them around his victims, but I have no interest in understanding a nut like that.
So I hear that one of your tenants was murdered back in February? Rose Taylor.
No shit. Here I thought the boys in blue ransacked this whole place just for shits and giggles.
That happens more often than you'd think. Come on, man. Help a girl out.
Sorry for the attitude, but you know you're the umpteenth person to ask about that, right?
I get that, so how about we stick with the short version?
Fine. No, I don't know anything that isn't in the papers. No, you can't see the room. It's rented out. And even if you did go in there, there's nothing that the cops or cleaners haven't removed since friggin' February.
Understood. So what about the next of kin? She had a husband, right?
Yeah, he came by later to pick up the personal effects. I just met the guy for a few minutes.
Did you catch his name?
I did. But I don't think he'd appreciate me giving out his name to some random lady on the phone. No offense.
I am a bit offended, actually. I'm not some random lady. I'm a licensed private investigator, and a renowned one at that. Ever hear of the Whitmore affair?
That does sound familiar.
Well, that was me. Now, here's a friendly piece of advice. Choose the path of least resistance. I can be a much bigger pain in the ass than this Mr. Taylor, believe me.
I mean, that's a threat.
All right, fine. It's Orson. Orson Taylor.
That wasn't so hard, was it? Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. What can you tell me about Orson Taylor, Rose's husband?
Nothing much. Like I said, I only saw the guy once, a week or so after the murder.
Okay. How do you seem?
Like you'd expect. Messed up. Couple of kids, too. Breaks my heart, truth be told.
So, if Rose was married and had 2 children, what was she doing in your motel?
Now that's the million-dollar question, ain't it? You'll get no answer from me, even if I could keep track of all of our tenants. I don't make a habit of sticking my nose in their personal affairs.
Huh. Was she a regular then?
Not really, just a couple of bookings in January and February. Look, I think I've said enough. Any other questions? We need to wrap this up. I've got calls on the other line.
Okay, I have one more question.
What can you tell me about your motel?
The Azure Sky is a long-time family business. We've been serving tenants faithfully for over 40 years now.
Oh, wow, quite a while. So, how many tenants do you have?
We don't keep records of the number of tenants, but we have 50 rooms of varied sizes. We're about 3/4 full, but expecting to be fully booked during tourist season in the summer.
Wait, tourists actually come to Cassidy? Somebody deserves a raise for one hell of a marketing campaign.
No patriot of the community, huh? That's a shame. This city has a lot more to offer than people like you give it credit for.
To each their own, I guess. That's all, thanks.
You're welcome. Have a great day now.
Okay.
All right, found the husband's number. Here's hoping he's willing to talk to me.
You've reached the Taylors. No one's home right now, but if you leave your details
details after the beep. I'll get back to you.
Hi, Mr. Taylor. This is Kathy Rain, private investigator. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions. You can reach me at 555-142-062. Thanks in advance. Bye. I think I followed up on what I can today for each of the different victims. Just one thing left to do. I noticed that the Gazette had the best coverage of the soothsayer out of all the city papers. I think it's time to pay a dear old friend a visit.
New location added.
All right, here we are. Let's see how E is doing. Hello, sunshine. How's my favorite Christian reporter?
Oh, what do you want, Kathy? I'm on a deadline here.
No small talk, huh? Can't I check in on a friend?
I wish, but we both know you only show up when you need something.
Ouch. Well, I did have something I wanted to talk to you about.
Let's hear it then.
It asks about objects in the environment with the question button above. Okay.
What do you know about the soothsayer?
The serial killer? But... oh no, it's that stupid reward, isn't it?
You betcha. Money in the bank, baby.
Oh, brother. I'd say this is a terrible idea, Kathy, but it's not like you listen to me anyway.
Oh, come on, Eileen. Don't be like that.
No, don't even go there. Do you know how many times I had to go to HR to get people to stop quoting that stupid song?
Poor old Johnny Ray. Sounded sad up on the radio.
Art, make her stop.
Why? It's not a half bad performance.
You guys are like peas in a pod.
Ugh, well, now I lost my groove. I hope you're happy.
Ecstatic. Are you done wasting my time now?
Oh, lighten up, E. Aren't you thrilled about another big case? Teaming up, just like old times?
You can't just pretend nothing happened, Kathy. You fired me, remember?
I'll unfire you?
Yeah, right. How do you even know you'll get that reward? This is Cassidy we're talking about.
I was thinking the same thing, but Lucas did his homework. He says this new mayor is the real deal.
That silly old man. He just wants one last case with his protege before retirement, even if it means you'll get yourselves serial killed.
And I'm all here for it.
Of course you are. It's not like self-preservation is anywhere on your hierarchy of needs.
Can't argue with that. So, speaking of my, needs, what do you know about Cassidy's most prolific murderer?
Not much. You should ask Art. He's much more up to date on that stuff, being our crime correspondent and all.
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
I like her books, but I don't care much for celebrity gossip. Awful thing that happened to her, though.
What do you know about the woman who was burned alive by the soothsayer?
Oh, nothing. I hope that horrible demon is caught soon.
What do you know about Benedict Townsend, the murdered deacon?
I don't know anything about that poor man.
Hey, you're a Christian. What does a deacon actually do?
It depends on the denomination, but a deacon belongs to a church and can practically do the same work as a priest, with the exception of sermons and rites.
Interesting. Thanks. Are you familiar with scrying mirrors?
I think so, yeah. You mean the black ones made out of obsidian, right?
Yep. What do you know about them?
Not a lot. I know they've been around since ancient times and that they're quite popular in New Age culture today. My friend Meadow is totally into that stuff. I bet she'd talk your ear off about it.
Oh? Sounds great. Where can I find her?
Let me call her tonight and ask first, okay? She can be a bit peculiar about things.
Sure, not a problem. Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
I'm not. My family, we're Protestants.
Do you know anything about Eric Holloway, one of the soothsayer victims?
Not really. I'm sure you know more about him than me.
What do you know about Rose Taylor, the first soothsayer victim?
She worked as a nurse, I think. Other than that, I don't know much.
Have you heard of the Azure Sky Motel?
That's where one of those serial killings happened, right?
Yeah.
Thought it sounded familiar. I don't know anything else about it, though.
You're very helpful, Eileen.
I don't want to ask her about that.
Okay.
I'll let you get back to your work.
All right, see you later.
Let me look around.
Nah, I'm not that desperate to get hydrated. Looks like Eileen printed some business cards for herself. A few family photos.
Hey, Art.
Eileen got a big Christian family.
Disappointing.
Man, her brother is a hunk. Wouldn't mind getting some of
That's
that.
just mean.
Sorry, Summers, couldn't resist. Let me think. Disheartening, dismaying, dissatisfactory.
I think I'm looking for a stronger statement.
Then I'd go with
Cute little frog.
distressing.
He has had that thing as long as I've known her.
Demoralizing. Yes, perfect. Thanks, Art.
Anytime, kiddo.
Oh, it says someone needs to rehome their cat. I'd be open to that, but Mildred would lose her shit. My fluffball needs her Lebensraum.
Needs a what?
Cacti rule.
Earth space is acting up again.
Nice view of the city from up here.
Cut to reset the layout.
Control-Shift-L, I think.
Oh, what?
Of course he's a green tea guy. Drinking coffee like a normal person would be much too sane.
Try hitting escape.
Oh,
Of course he's a green tea guy.
right then. Phew.
Some old sports trophy. Guess Art was into that in his oh-so-distant youth.
I adore this new office. Finally
Vintage,
got that
huh?
gloomy
I can respect that.
Art.
You could say
Okay,
that
I'm trying
again.
to interact
I
with
bitched
the
to McAvoy about that
background,
Monty Cave
but
for a
it's not
decade,
letting me do
but
anything.
it wasn't until you rookies piled on that he got his thumb out of his ass.
I don't blame him.
I remember that. Something about a corrupt church.
Well,
When the
forgive me
story
for
broke,
having
the place was shut down and some of the higher-ups went to jail.
For saving you from lung
The
cancer.
Cassidy Gazette, a mid-sized paper and one of the oldest still active in the city. Jeez, now that's a busy calendar.
Okay.
Art Hopkins, just the man I need to see.
That's so. This better be good.
Okay.
What do you know about the soothsayer?
What do I know? I made the soothsayer. Before me, he was the Mirror Murderer, the Cassidy Ripper, or whatever derivative moniker those dullards at the Times or the Sun can muster up.
Oh, wow. So, what's your take on the guy?
I could see right through you, Rain. You're a bad apple, and it stinks all the way up here. Finally got a whiff of that reward, huh?
Can't blame a girl for trying. You've got your sights on that money too, huh?
Who doesn't? It's 200 fucking grand. I got a juicy new lead, too.
A new lead, huh? I doubt it's that impressive.
Nice try. I'm not gonna slip up. Word of advice, go back to your cheaters and insurance frauds and leave the soothsayer to the big boys.
All right, that's all I needed.
Okay then.
Hey, E,
Yeah?
what do you know about this new lead that Art supposedly picked up on the soothsayer?
Nothing. I don't work with him directly.
Maybe you could find out?
No, Kathy. I respect Art. I'm not gonna mess with his story.
Okay, what am I supposed to do then?
I'll let you get back.
All right.
She respects Art too much to do a little digging, huh? That guy's a grade A asshole. It shouldn't take much to bring that out front and center.
Okay.
Can I pick your brain for just a few more moments?
You're lucky I'm in a patient mood.
So...
That's quite the story you've got framed
That's
up
what
there
I'm
on
supposed
that
to do
wall.
with that? I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. One of my
I thought
proudest
this was a hit button
accomplishments.
for some reason. Sorry, I dropped something.
It must have taken ages to break that story, right?
Half a year undercover. Now that's a proper investigation.
That's dedication. Lots of sermons to listen to, I take it?
Ugh, too many. I could feel my gray matter shrinking with every psalm, hymn, and other delusion thrown my way.
What made you decide to investigate the church?
I had a family member in that parish. They told me some strange stories. Didn't take long for my reporter's instinct to kick in.
Oh. Must have been tough to ruin a loved one's place of worship.
They're better off, believe me. I'd prefer to keep them out of organized religion altogether, but at least now they're no longer associated with goddamn criminals.
What was the fallout? Some people were arrested, right?
If by some you mean a lot, yeah. 12 people charged, 9 convicted, and about 100 years of prison time sentenced in total.
Damn. The state shut the church down too, right?
Oh, sure did.
That's a shame. They didn't have to punish the whole congregation just because the leadership was corrupt.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. That place was rotten to the core.
Okay.
It must have taken...
Half a year.
Oh, God. I wouldn't make it 6 minutes, let alone 6 months among a bunch of embezzling Bible thumpers.
That's why I'm the best. I do what it takes to get the scoop.
What made...
I had a fit.
Ah, that's simple. Here I thought you were a militant atheist like me.
Don't project your own issues with religion on me, Rain. My goal was to bring those corrupt assholes to justice.
What was... Damn.
Oh, shit.
Good riddance. They should bulldoze the whole block and turn it into a parking lot.
Your words, not mine, Rain.
There we go. Blasphemous. Not Eileen's favorite person right now. I could say, why is it not unlocking?
How do you think...
I don't got...
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Alright.
I didn't realize it was still selected.
It wasn't a terrible idea to bring up Art's church story, but I think the way I handled it just made us both look bad. Hey, E.
Yeah?
Okay, we gotta do one more
What
time.
do you know about this new lead that Art supposedly picked up on the soothsayer?
Nothing?
Maybe you could...
No, Kathy.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
I'll let you get back to you.
All right.
I'm confused. What did I miss?
Can I pick your...
You know what?
Hold on.
Can I ask it?
Sure.
It must...
Half a...
That's dead.
Ugh.
So now I have to do all of this
What
again.
I had
Oh. What was the... Damn,
oh,
that's a shame.
you don't.
Okay, now I talk to her.
Okay.
Oof. I don't think Art's Eileen's favorite person right
There
now.
we go. I just had to redo all of this stuff again.
Hey, E.
Yeah?
So now if I talk to her,
Man, I'm itching to know what Art's new lead on the soothsayer is.
I bet, but I wouldn't know anything about that. Not that he's been my favorite person lately.
You could still find out, right? Don't you want to ruffle that arrogant prick's feathers a bit?
Oh, well,
Pretty please.
okay, fine. I'll try, but no promises.
You're the best.
Either that or I'm just a slow learner.
Alrighty, it's getting late. I'm gonna get out of your hair before Art rats me out and calls security.
Oh, he wouldn't do that. He's not as bad as you think, Kathy. You guys are actually quite alike.
Oh God, you better take that back before you make me take up smoking again.
again,
I have no doubt you'll be able to resist the temptation. Bye, Kathy.
Bye.
there we go. May 20th, 1998, evening 1. We're gonna get a call from Mr. Taylor.
Rain Investigations.
Kathy, it's me, Eileen.
Oh,
Hey, E. What's up?
Oh, you know, just burning the midnight oil. So, I wanted to let you know that I found Art's new lead on the soothsayer.
Amazing. Do tell.
Well, you know those people who were killed? Apparently, they were all under the influence of some sort of illegal drug.
Interesting. What type of drug?
I'm not sure, but this toxicology report here says that the street name is Pyre.
Never heard of that one. I better go ask Lionel.
Lionel, who is that?
My drug... Well, a friend of mine, that's all.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'd say you should take better care of yourself, Kathy, but you've heard it all before.
Pretty much, but seriously, thanks, E. I owe you one.
Don't worry about it. Oh, and by the way, you know Meadow, that friend I was telling you about?
Yeah, what about her?
She said you can come see her tomorrow. She's got an RV over on the west side, Sycamore Lane 21.
Perfect. I'll go talk to her in the morning.
Okie dokie. I gotta get back to work now, but I guess I'll see you around.
You bet. Catch you later, E.
Bye, Kathy.
Pyre, huh? I better call the cop shop and ask Josh about that.
okay. Oh, she's gonna do it automatically. Nice.
You've reached Detective Everett, Narcotics. I'm not available right now. Please leave a message after the beep.
Hey, Josh, this is Kathy Rain. Been a while, huh? Let's meet and catch up. I have something I want to run by you. Hit me up at my work number, will ya? Okay, bye. All right, I guess that's that. Let's see if Lionel is at his usual spot.
Okay. Apparently there's after hours stuff to do. Disco lights, abuse your pedestrian privileges.
Hey, what's up, Lionel?
Hey, girlfriend, you here for the white stuff?
Not this time, buddy.
Oh, you broke?
Well, I am, but that's not...
You just broke. Well, I ain't giving you a tab. I'd never see my money back. No offense.
I don't want a fucking Coke tab, Lionel. I just had some questions.
Oh, what's with the hostility, girl? There's no reason to be unsavory among friends.
Sorry, rough day. Can I run something by you?
Go on then. I suppose I got some time to spare.
Do you know Pyre?
Oh yeah. Strong trip, they say. I'd love to get my hands on some of that.
Hard to come by, I take it?
No doubt. I never got so much as a whiff of the stuff.
Oh, really? Who's slinging?
No one I know. Sketchy motherfuckers though, whoever they are.
How so?
Well, for one, you won't find them on the corner like us, regular hard-working candy men.
Yeah, you're all salt of the earth. How do they conduct business then?
Well, they pretty much don't.
I'm not following.
Well, join the club, 'cause it's some real candid camera shit. Every now and then, one of them dope fiends starts yapping on about some creepy fucker giving them Pyre, and it's always on the house. Trying to run an honest pusher out of business.
Some kind of obtuse marketing tactic?
If it is, those people sure as hell ain't capitalizing on it.
Some half-assed DEA honeypot operation then?
No way. The feds don't give a fuck about Cassidy, trust me.
Who are these fiends then? Got any names?
Nah, I don't ask for names. And the junkie clientele all look the same to me, no offense.
Haha. So you don't know anyone who could get Pyre? Some drug dealer you are.
Now, I didn't say that. There is this one person who just might be able to pull it off.
Yeah?
A friend of the boss. Ultra wealthy connoisseur. Tries everything once, apparently. Rich. I mean old money rich. Deeply connected.
Quite the sales pitch. Are you gonna give me a name or just leave a girl hanging in suspense?
Now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Surely a gumshoe such as yourself is well aware that information is a commodity.
I told you I'm fucking broke, Lionel.
And I ain't deaf. We're talking a simple exchange. If you find out who's slinging Pyre, you send the Love Lion a word.
Deal. Load a guy's name, please.
It ain't a guy, strictly speaking. It's one of those, transsexual types. Prefers to go by the name Hannah Verdue.
Verdue? That rings a bell. Some French family, right? Mine owners?
You tell me. Sounds about right.
So what do you know about Hannah Verdue?
Not much, but I know she owns and runs a place on the south side. The Club of Hearts.
Catchy name. Casino?
Poetry club, if you can believe that.
I can. Sure sounds like an appropriate waste of money for a Verdue.
Yeah, I suppose those motherfuckers ran out of rooms to put golden bathtubs in.
Either that or mammoth wool rug suddenly went out of style. So that poetry club, do you know where it is?
South side, that's all I know. Never patronized myself.
Okay, that's all I can do for now.
That's it. Later, Lionel.
Until next time, hot stuff.
So... Wait. Look up club at the office. Okay.
All right, found an address. They're not open until Friday night, though. Guess I'll have to wait a couple of days. Whew, I'm beat. You want to hit the sack, girl? Come on, then.
So what's gonna happen here?
So, There's something I need to tell you.
Yeah, I know, kid. Time to move on, huh?
Yeah. Is it that obvious?
I wouldn't be much of a PI if I couldn't see the writing on the wall for this one. It was nice having you around, though, kid. You spruced up the place, I gotta say.
Well, don't get lazy without me. I'm sure you still have a couple of years of detective work left in you.
Oh, that's all I need. Just a couple of more cases. Then I'm riding off into the sunset.
What's going on, Lucas?
What do you mean? Something wrong with my vacation outfit? I've always been a sun-kissed kind of guy.
Okay, Kathy. Enough loitering. Time to get back out there. You've got places to be.
Alright, so I'm going to end this first episode here. I'm enjoying my time thus far. But this game is not very long, apparently. Apparently it's only 6 days. So next time I will do some more progress. Actually, I think there's 7 days, but I'm not entirely sure. I think there's 6 days and then an extra chapter, but I'm not entirely sure. But like I said, I'll get back to this soon. I have some other stuff I need to record first. I just wanted to check this out for the first time. But I'm enjoying my time so far. It's like some of the puzzles are a little out of the box, but I feel like I got through there pretty well, I would say. It's like I did have to look up some stuff just because I wasn't entirely sure what I needed to do, but it's not that bad. I figured out a lot of the stuff on my own, but yeah. But anyways, I'm going to end it here. So thank you everyone for watching. I'm not good with outros, so I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.